Was yes, in a few weeks I'm completing 4 years in this country. Yes, a big road. So if you want a little bit of this tea, click the like button below, chip in my patrons page, chip in my YouTube page, and check it out. The year was 2022. I was 29 years old. I left the city that I was busking for a long time in my state and crossed Brazil, the whole over Brazil, and go for the other side on the Caribbean, Brazil, a city called Pipa. When I come over there, I broke up with my girlfriend that's native from there, ex-girlfriend. And then I get back from my state in that period. But in Pipa, I had a call with my great friend from the United States, Timothy Dave Jones, with also his faculty here in the WSU. And they said, Timothy, I was a long time in the streets already, 4 years, and I think I'm ready to get back to school, get back to academy, and work back in a diploma or something like that. And so he said, come to Azusa Pacific University. They are very welcome with foreigners. So that day I called my father and asked if he can support me to have this trip. And then I get back to my state to prepare for the English proficiency exam. That's called TOEFL. It's a very hard exam. It's like 20 questions on the 4 abilities. I don't remember exactly how much questions is about each one, but yeah, reading, writing, talking, and listening. And each one, 1 hour for each one, something like that. It's a huge exam. So I passed it. I get some scholarship for Azusa Pacific in California. It's Los Angeles County, San Gabriel Valley, like a half hour from Pasadena. And yeah, I took the airplane, 20 hours in the airplane from São Paulo through Houston. Then I got some mistake. I should go to the left, and I went to the right. And then I was like 2 hours walking in the Houston airport. So when I come to United States, I discovered that the plugs are not the same in Brazil, and I never thought about that. So I had no way to charge my phone, which is the phone. It's over there. I still have this old phone. Like I already had like 5 years before arriving in the United States with that phone. I knew what I have to do. I already have a rent there in Azusa. Actually, Glendora. It's like a next street from Azusa. It's a big suburbia that this one street's one city, other street another city. And I took the bus completely blind with my things. My family sent my cello by mail later on. I arrived in. I went for the train, and on the train I looked at like very, very, Paleolithic understanding. Look, where he is, looking the folders, the maps, and this kind of thing. And I arrived in Azusa, and I remember I left my state. It was super cold because August is still super cold in my state, and I arrived in California in the top of the summer. I remember like starting doing striptease in the middle of the streets and trying to change my clothes because also the ACs and in the airport and airplane and stuff, huge stuff. I walk like literally asking like, where is this street over here, with a small bag in my hand. And I found the house. I knocked the door of the house that I'm going to stay there for a couple of months. I found a better place for myself, just 2 houses close. This house, I stayed there a year and a half. California was a very great experience. Many learnings, change of views. I made 2 recitals over there. I also was saved by Music Street. One more in my life. This is the 30th country I am saving myself with street music. Uruguay was where I wake up. Rio Grande do Sul, where I worked a lot with street music because I had some during my undergrad. I didn't want to do like the street music stuff. So several states doing that. When I went to Pipa, I come busking several touristic spots in Brazil. And in California, I went for another level. I think I was busking 4 farmers market per week in California, and yeah, finished that. And I had opportunity to come to Wichita State for a master's degree. I made an art certificate. That's like a post-graduation, but less theoretical stuff, and come to Wichita State for the masters. Yes, my cello professor here in Wichita, Russian legend Leonid Chukhaeva, who was a professor in St. Petersburg Conservatoire, and also was cellist from the St. Petersburg Quartet, famous quartet, which I remember listening when I was a kid. I remember falling in love for the string quartets. This period in my life, in the beginning of understanding what's classical music, and it was such a great experience. I'm so thankful for all Wichita community. But unfortunately here we have just one farmer's market, and this farmer's market is competition, competition, boy. We have in the same a block, have 4 or 5 cats playing from jazz, fiddle stuff. We have people playing the guitar, country stuff, bands, all sort of thing. Also colleagues from the BACH and all that. Here in Wichita, many experience, many great friends. Also see Timothy and John and Jonatas, my great friends here. And last year I started applying for DMAs, Doctor in Music and Art programs, and I was accepted in Louisiana State. I applied for 4 or 5 universities this time, and I didn't know too much about Louisiana, which is a French state in the United States. And I am so glad that I'm going there. I'm so glad to be in the East. So I started my journey in the West. I made my master's in Midwest, but literally Kansas is middle of the United States, and I am going for this one more step. We never know if the last one, or right. I think is a very important step. So I'm asking support, and asking to support my journey here and support my composition, and also share about my classical music study here in Louisiana State, LSU, yeah, the Tigers. It's a big school. It's a great program. I received scholarship to enjoy the school, and yeah, I am going through there. My new tutor is Professor Parker, my new orientator, Professor Parker, Dennis Parker. I met him in Brazil when I was 18 years old. I made a lot of class with him in Brazil till my 25 when I finished undergrad, and I didn't make class anymore. And I was applying, and I didn't remember that he teached in Louisiana. And I sent an email, Professor Parker, I'm super interested that I can work regularly with you, and yeah, things happened. I'm pretty happy about my new stage of my life. I hope I have time to keep posting over there. But if not, don't think I've stopped my production. I always will be thinking and about my compositions and all this kind of stuff. That's why it's so hard to share, because for me, it's a kind of thing that I not feel safe to share if I don't think is finished, but there's nothing finished. We just release the work, right? And new era, yes, East Coast, Louisiana. See you in the next video.